Holy shit.
You forgot our publisher?
Pops
Yeah.
is all over it, boy.
It was going to his ex. It was going to his ex. It just wasn't going to his YouTube. I just now noticed. I'm like,
RJ's going to be so once the campaign ends, like this campaign will end, everybody will get their copies. We will print the book. Everybody will get their copies, and then we'll go into a storefront using Critical Blast as our publisher. So everything will be going through. There'll be the second printing of the Critical Blast publication. So anybody that wants to buy that volume 1 after the campaign ends, number 1, the price goes up. And number 2, you're buying it through Critical Blast as the publisher.
Is that through Europe?
Was that?
Is that in Europe?
Critical Blast? No,
RJ's
well, I know he does that. I know he does all over the world, but I mean, because like
no, he's in like Arkansas.
Yeah,
well, I know where he is, but I'm just saying, like, I know he does stuff all over the world. Like he'll ship a whole bunch of stuff to Japan. That way, he saves money on shipping, you know, and then he can ship it from there.
He used to have. I think, like, for lack of a better term, a handler, like you were saying, like he would make a big shipment and then have a handler over there distribute it out. But since then, he's gotten a new deal and he's able to just not handle it all himself.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But once, so this is going to be 4 campaigns. It's 4 volumes. And once that 4th campaign is done and over with, and it gets reverted, to publishing by Critical Blast, we're going to a 5th campaign, and that 5th campaign will collect all 4 volumes into one volume. And our goal with that volume is not only the collection, but coloring, because it's a black and white interior color cover. So the 5th campaign will be a collected edition. And once we do that, the 4 volumes that go before it will no longer be reprinted. So each volume will have the print campaign and then the secondary print, and then no prints after that. It'll only go be 1 and 2 editions.
So are you just coloring the cover, or are you coloring the book?
For the 1 through 4 campaigns, it's just a color cover, black and white interiors, and for the 5th campaign, we'll have the entire thing colored.
Right. Sweet. Yeah, because we did that. We had the one that was black and white, and we colored the whole thing when we released it in a trade paperback.
Yeah, it's an added incentive, and we've always pictured this thing in color anyway.
Yes.
So, and
I agree with Mrs. Skeen. Look, you guys, you've been waiting a year. You knew it was coming. You knew it was launching today. You've been watching Levi draw some amazing art. Granted, it's book 3, but you know what's coming. You have a good idea of the flavor of what's coming in the next 2 expanses of this. So come on, man. You gotta have the first printing of the first copy of the first thing. You gotta get this.
That's right.
And like Pops was saying, and if you want to start reading ahead, just go rewatch the draw streams that I was on, and you'll see artwork that's in the 2nd and 3rd volume.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll be able to
been watching them do it for a year, guys. Come on. You know what's coming.
I've been giving it away for free.
I'm telling you, Pops, I don't know if it was a stroke dream or what, but I was kind of just laying in bed last night thinking that what the madness needs to do is you've got your website. So you need to get Madness comics that people can just log on to the website and read for free.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Definitely offer that up.
It's like this. Everybody like Lori, she already offers her number 1 where you can go see it. And I'm sure it'd be really easy for me to say, hey Lori, would you put a link to that on the net on the webpage?
Yeah.
Something I never thought of, but thank you, Matt. Just something I'm thinking of now.
But I mean, just something to where they could just check it out for free, just get a taste, see what they think.
Like that ash can for this that they just did. We can put the ash can up over there, you see? Thank you, Mac. See, that's, again, a short that I just posted yesterday about collaborations or ideas that come to life right here during shows.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Ideas that help each other, that help others. It happens all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I really think you could do a
Oh
pretty
yeah.
cool
I'm,
website with it,
Yeah.
you know? I mean,
oh
basically
yeah.
it'd be, I mean, it wouldn't be whatever they call that, webtoon.
Right.
It'd just be
Mhm.
like, you know, comic books would be PDFs that you could just read.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be easy enough to make, you
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh yeah. It'd
Flip,
be simple.
Flip City does it. They offer their first issue up for free. And
Yep,
another
yep.
idea that I was liking about sharing everybody's digital copies and stuff was the idea Lori had, where it's on her campaigns. When you buy the digital copy, you not only getting that, but you get people to loan their digital copies to that campaign. I thought that was
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah. She has different tiers where you can get tons of different other people's stuff that's on there. It like as a bonus.
Yeah.
I like Lori. She's a cool person.
She's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Look, I have met some ultimately awesome freaking people doing this. Okay, yeah,
I miss some real dick faces doing it too.
yeah. Every now and then there's a prick, but I have met some awesome freaking people
Yeah.
doing stuff, you know, and people I never would have met otherwise if I
No.
wasn't doing this,
And
right?
and there's more, you know, I mean, really, when you think about it, I mean, there's more people trying to do the right thing than there are people
Yeah.
grifting. But the
Yeah.
grifters are what sets people. It
Turns
makes
them off.
people not want to do it, you
Yeah,
know.
it turns them off. It turns them
Mhm.
off. It does. I mean, it turned me off. I don't watch any of that fucking crap anymore. Any of it. Of course, I
Yeah.
don't have time to watch anything but our own stuff. But you know what I'm saying. I don't pay no attention, man, unless somebody puts it in my inbox and goes, "Hey, look what this dude's doing." I don't have no idea, right?
I don't even care. You know,
Yeah,
everyone's
I'm
like,
too busy
look,
for that shit. I'm
everyone's
not
like,
looking
Yeah.
at that.
they look what they know about you, and I'm like, you know what? I live my life, and I always have lived my life by the fact that I don't care what anybody knows about me. You know, that way I don't have to worry about it.
Pretty much everybody knows about me from listening to me tell them. I don't fucking got nothing to
Yeah, I
hide.
mean,
Right.
I'll tell them my story. I don't hide shit from people. You know, there's no point. They're gonna find out eventually. It's like I tried to explain to my 10-year-old. I'm like, lying, right? You're not smart enough, okay? Because you're not gonna remember what you lied about.
Yeah.
You cannot come online and
They are. Yeah.
you cannot come online for any amount of time and give any kind of opinion without if somebody eventually finding out the truth about you. Like if you come online and try and do something that you're not, you're going to get found out eventually.
Oh, quick too.
Yeah. See, that was the whole thing in the beginning with me.
Keeley
guys.
Farms.
They will find nothing. And when I started doing this, I was doing this with friends, the people that actually knew me on Facebook, right? I couldn't come out here and act like I was somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still that same person, you know what I mean? It's like I didn't have the option of creating a persona because half the people watching were people that knew me personally.
Well, Max DeVille isn't my real name, obviously.
No, Pops Van Zandt ain't mine either, but that's not.
But you know, I mean, Max was my cat's name, and DeVille was from Cruella DeVille.
Yeah.
And I did that because I was a magician, and being able to say my real name is ridiculous. It's a Polish name, so you know, they're gonna screw it up every time. So make it easy as possible on them, you know.
Well, see, the only reason I have this one is because my real name got kicked off Facebook.
Yeah.
Pop Seeley, I got locked out of. Okay, what am I going to be now? So I took two nicknames that I've had, for a long time, put them together, and that's Pops Van Zandt. That's me. It's still me. It's all the same.
Yeah.
All my same friends and everybody, they all know it's me.
Still works. You just gotta be someone different for a minute on your little alternate account because Facebook's retarded.
That's what Dante's for. If I need to be somebody else, I get to be Dante.
Go
Or
spell
Joe
my
Diamond.
real name.
So that's actually something that I kind of think about when it comes to names or pen names or stage names or whatever. When I was younger, I used to want to be, I want my name to be as big as this writer or this artist or whatever. And now I'm like, no, I don't need to worry about having a big name. What I would like is a profitable name.
Exactly. There you go.
So they see JD Gunter, they see Levi Skeen, and it's like, oh, I know this guy's work.
I know that guy.
I want to read what this guy did.
People see Max DeVille, they know what they're looking at. They're getting titty books. I mean, rated R. I mean, we don't do porn. Well, okay, Lady Blasphemy will be porn, but we don't do porn.
He said we don't do butt.
But
the most.
No, he's saying they don't do butt porn.
The most. The most nudity we've ever had in any of our books was when Charlotte got into the pool of the lake they gave him power in Mary Machine Gun issue number 3, and that's what turned her gray.
So my brother was in the chat a little bit ago, and it wasn't until he started doing family research, like on our heritage, finding out your tree and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I realized the importance of having your name be your name, because the way he looked those people up was through court records.
Yep.
Right. And it wasn't until I got into a little bit of trouble with the law one time where I went, hey, at least I'll be somebody now. Like 200 years from now, my kids, great grandkids will look up Levi Ski and they'll go, oh, what a scoundrel.
Look at that DUI.
Dude, look.
He found.
I already got 2 of those prisons for weed, so
right.
They're either going to love me and think I was a pioneer, or they're going to hate me because drugs have been totally fucking outlawed by them.
The only reason he found us all the way back to the Mayflower, and it was only because of court records that our great whatever, he came over as an indentured servant on the Mayflower.
Yep.
And he had one of the first, him and another indentured servant got into a fight, and they tied him up together for the night. And because one of them was bleeding too much, they felt sorry for him and untied him and gave him water. But once he gained his freedom, he had so many court records, right, for this and that, and like what, like sold a dead cow or something, right?
That whole indentured servitude thing, that was wild because like everyone's all like, "Oh, it was indentured servitude." I'm like, "No, man, that was slavery because there was no one to enforce those contracts. So as soon as the contract was up, you were still in indentured servitude. You weren't going nowhere."
You definitely hadn't made any money to become a man on your own.
Hell no.
Still dependent on the same people.
Yeah. 5 backers. I would love to see the statistics on
go
this.
To 6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 245 at 5 backers isn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got some people getting multiple copies. We like that.
Yeah.
And that's what you're supposed to do with the first printing of a number one. You're supposed to get you a few of them just in case.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at that price, at $15, you're going to be able to resell it for $15. That's not going to be a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely 70 pages.
It might be big, and then it might be worth way more than that down the line. So this
is it there's 4 issues of this?
4 volumes, yeah.
4 volumes.
And they're the first 2 are 72 pages. I'm uncertain about volume 3, and volume 4 is definitely going to be over 72 pages.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's cool. Yeah, that's
and going to the whole. If it became something, that was it. Part of the concept in this, and us hashing things out, was the love of the TV show Amazing Stories back in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, where we're like, this could literally be an Amazing Stories type TV show. You know, where you go on and
that's what we want to do with Mary Machine Gun, is we want to actually make them 72-page stories, like little trade paperbacks after this. We're not going to do floppies on Mary anymore. Well, other ones we'll do floppies on, but with the Mary, we're going to do kind of trade paperbackiness, because we'd really like to be able to get it into, like bookstores.
Right. Yeah, that's another added bonus with Critical Blast taking over the publishing.
Yeah,
is to get on that list. Jay, do you remember the name of the list at all?
No, I don't. But I know the list you're talking about.
Right, but then it comes in different options as well. Like it'll come in different sizes, like manga sizes. Smaller formats.
Digest. Yep.
Yeah, digest size, available through Amazon or and stuff like that. That's the nice thing about going with RJ and Critical Blast. His
RJ's a cool guy. The last time I was on RJ's show, I had a heart attack right after I got off to his show.
Damn it! Keep gracious.
Oh my gosh, Max, take care of yourself.
I know I've had two strokes and 2 heart attacks. I'm like, just finish me off. Just do it. What is taking so long?
Well,
it's obviously meant to be here for some reason.
You got a purpose.
I know what that reason is.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Got to build a Roku channel.
That's right. And you got to hang out long enough to have fun with it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everybody. Max is, I'm pretty sure, going to be building the Roku channel, and we're going to be launching it way sooner than anybody thought.
That's good.
Is it for public knowledge when?
Well, we don't have an exact launch date, but it will probably be before DitcoCon in September.
I mean, we've gotten the budget pretty much created, so we just gotta work on getting the budget figured out. I mean, there's actual money, guys, so that helps.
Look, it's like this. Max put together the budget for us. He just forgot to throw in something for himself. I said, "Hey, yo, can't do that. What do you get out of this?" So that's where we're at, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have that figured out in no time and beyond. On the
It really just depends on how much video content I've got to put up. That's all it's going to come down to,
Yeah, and I think we're kind of at the point where we're thinking of just launching fresh.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody
you said something about 10 shows per show or something. I can't remember what you said.
I'm not even thinking that, Max, because we already have all the previous issues on the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
everybody's list is there. I'm thinking if everybody does a Roku debut show, that we launch and we just start fresh and go from there, bro.
Yeah, that'd be the way to do it. I mean, that way you could say whatever the hell you want to say on Roku. You're good to go there.
Hey, I just thought of something, kind of an important thing. So, Levi, we were talking about coloring the interior of the book with our 5th edition, which is everything all put together. One thing I've kind of noticed is that, some foreign, say, comics like manga, part of it is, I don't know what it is. There's kind of a charm to the black and white, and it's also not just straight, inks, lines, and stuff like that. One thing that Levi really did was he went in and he put a lot of gray tones, painted gray tones and stuff like that.
That's always good.
Kind of take the place of color.
Yeah.
So the artwork, it's not like you're getting something incomplete. It is complete.
Yeah, it's like the old Ramen one half stuff that Rumiko Takahashi did way back in the day. You know, I mean, it was all grayscaled out and looked really good.
Yeah.
I mean, until she colored it, but you know, I mean, he's been doing it for what, 45 years now?
We're going to drop another announcement right now. Anybody wants to drop a link to one of their previous issues from their comic book to the Madness free reads will be available on the website.
Interesting.
Nice.
What do you think? Madness free reads?
There you go.
Thanks, Matt.
I'll do what I can.
I know you do. Speaking of which, Max, do you have a schedule for a next launch?
Well, I mean, for ours, like what we got going on now, we've got to print Human Hunters 1 and 2.
That's right.
And then as soon as that gets printed, we can fulfill Dark America 1, because that's what we're short. We're short Human Hunters 1 and 2, so we can't fulfill. So we'll fulfill those, and then we're going to refund Love and Madness the whole way through, which is going to take some time, but we'll get it done. And then we've got Dark America 2. I mean, we've just got to letter it. It's ready to go. Dark America 3 needs to be colored and lettered, and it's ready to go.
Cool.
Native's getting colored now. I mean, we got some good stuff coming this year. It's going to be amazing.
Good. See, and that's another reason you got to stick around. Your readers. They want to know. They want to know what's next.
We'd as of right now on this campaign, we just plan on doing Memorial Day for each launch on every volume.
Yep.
But the quicker I do get it done, the more likely we're going to bump up a couple of on the schedule to where like next one would be Memorial Day again, and then we might add in a Veterans Day.
Yeah.
In the fall.
That'd be cool.
Why do heroes do what they do? Why do they put themselves in harm's way for the sake of someone else?
Fun and profit, man.
What happens to those who are left behind and self-sacrifice becomes fine? Dun dun dun.
Because you always go back to Peter Parker in the mask. You know, it's like I gotta wear this mask to protect my loved ones, and that sticks with you. Like even like okay, well your secret identity is needed even after your death. It would seem like to protect the villains that survive.
Yeah,
well, that was part of the concept between what we're calling the Watchmen protocols inside the park. The park knows you by your fruits.
Yeah, so, like when Superman died, everyone knew who he was. You know.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, well, why isn't Lex Luthor going after Lois Lane? You know.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's something we thought of with the park. It's kind of like okay, this park needs to. You know, it's like okay, well, how would it do these things? You know, and that's part of the origin of the park, which is in volume 2. Which once again, if you followed some of the Galaxy Memorial socials, you know, or like my Rumble channel and stuff like that, we have dropped a ton of artwork from the volume 2, and part of the origin of the park is how does it defend itself? There's a when the park exploded, there was a AI-5 robot there, and its powers were the bigger it collected things around it to increase its mass and power. But the bigger it got, the slower it got, because it's got the AI's got to control all these new parts.
Yeah.
And so part of it survives the explosion, and it knows to save the rest of the people in the city, it's got to do something. So it forms itself on one side of the park and part of the city from the rushing water coming back and drowning whoever survived. It turns itself into a dam.
Yeah.
And in the process of that, it falls asleep. So so the visual on the park is one side there's a city, and on the other side there's a wall, which is our wall or our dam.
That's super cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
So it when it on its return in to anchor itself in, to help fortify against the returning water, it anchored itself in and basically became irremovable. And so they just built the park up around it and used it as, the watering system for the park and stuff like that. There are sections of this park where we have done because part of the origin of it is like Central Park in New York City, like the X-Men or Secret Wars. They used it as a location and nothing ever happened to it. Right? So you're kind of like, okay, the first thing what if something did happen to it? And in those big epic stories like that, there was always the villain that came to the side of the light to help fight evil. So there is a section of the park that
hanging out in the Flatiron Building.
Was that?
I was like, do you ever notice how often they use the Flatiron Building in different movies? Like John Wick, it was in The Boys, and it's like, well, what does it really look like on the inside? Because in John Wick, it looked like a really nice hotel. The Boys, it was like this junky, office area type thing. It's like, what does that look like on the inside? I've never been there.
The best in Q's drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Q's drawing.
They thought it was a big old dick at first. He started drawing. They were like, what are you drawing?
That guy's a card.
Yeah.
So, Levi, you were talking about...
Hey, Vulcan.
Yep, hey, Vulcan. I think you were starting to talk about the secret garden.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. The part of the park that's got the villains in it, the people that have redeemed themselves in the time of crisis. Like Magneto would side with the X-Men against this guy, or we plan on maybe a Halloween issue, maybe possibly in the future.
Kind of got a Dante's Inferno type thing going for it, huh?
Yes. Yep. Because once again, the inspiration for this comes in. So it's like an onion. It comes in so many different areas. You remember the original the official handbook of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So to me, that was the best bang for your buck because it had all kinds of reading in it, and it had the captions of the flashbacks that you were reading these stories in. And this book is almost kind of sort of inspired like that. And when you get to the end of that series, they went into all the dead characters.
Yeah.
So the last 5 minutes were here's the official handbook of the Marvel Universe for the dead.
Here's the dead guys.
Yeah.
They'll be back soon. Don't worry.
Yeah. Whereas definitely where we talked about the covers coming up and how they're homages and stuff like that. And that was one of those things was definitely, I wanted to revisit that old school Marvel Universe handbook where the heroes are floating out of their gravestones. It's kind of like that would be a cool one to revisit. So,
yeah, I really wanted to write a Vampirella story for Dynamite. I wanted it to be like almost Warren style, to where it was like Vampirella versus Pod People. I think that'd be awesome.
We got Pod People. Well, Seed People is what we used.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
right.
Yep. That was part of that's in chapter 1 right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in writing this and kind of coming up with a story, we actually had to think on 2 or 3 different levels. We have the first level of the character and the stories, but there's also some meta stuff going on. Like, so I would try to time out. So in the 90s, like in the 80s and 90s, and even in the 70s a little bit, you had these big crossover issues, events, and things like that.
That's when the bit started, yeah.
Yeah. And so the seed people, I kind of envision that as something that happened in the 70s where two big super groups have to come together, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and more heroes have to jump in. And I thought, okay, this was almost like the 70s version of a crossover.
Yeah.
It started to get big in the 80s. And I thought, okay, what are some other crossover things that happen? And like I said, you have the story and the characters in this world. And then I'm also, we're also thinking about, so what would this look like in a comic book company?
Mm-hmm.
How would they be presenting this?
Yeah, how would you present it? That was where because like we had come up with an idea where we were going to use because we use a lot of like cryptids and stuff in our books, werewolves and different things, and I wanted to use basically doppelgangers, but I was like, I don't know how I would do that drawing it wise, because I think it would confuse the reader.
That's why we're doing different artists in the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like volume 1, it's got me doing all the work, and then volume 2, 3, and 4 during the flashback scenes, it's got different artists that will give it a different feel and a different look.
Yeah, that would work.
We went into it with the thought of, hey, to inspire this guy, like, number 1, what do you want to work on, right? And number 2 is we want you to really feel and take ownership of it, like you were. We told Dio, like, okay, Silverbug, you were the artist that got the gig on issues 125 through 145, and just like every single artist, that's joined the X-Men decided to put their own little spin on the costumes and stuff. You're absolutely
your turn.
Do that,
Your turn.
Yeah. Yes. So it's kind of like, so that's why some of these characters have not really like I call it cookie cutter. Like, I really wanted these characters for you to go, there's the seed people right there. The seed. Yeah.
Stay away from yellow, please.
You would not need to know the full backstory of this character. I wanted there to be enough information there in that cookie cutter for you to go, okay, this is the Superman. Okay, this is the Captain America. And then you're already, you imprint on those characters already, like the type of person they are. And it's easier for the reader to pick it up because there is a lot of questions in this.
Oh, yeah.
And it just allows the reader to come in and go, okay.
I mean, it's basically a character Bible is what you're
That's some kick-ass art, though.
We did. We have, we designed over 100 characters. We sat down together. We made out names. We made out backstories. We have Bibles. Like that's Half-Lifer right there. Even as so far as like the top panel right there, that's Grandpa and the 2 kids. Like there's part of it. We've done enough backstory on Grandpa to let you know that number 1, he's in a lot of trouble if he doesn't find his other grandson, because he's not supposed to be at the park with the grandkids, because it's chapter 1 is almost real kind of sort of like a military family where you've had Grandpa become a hero. You've had his son become a hero. His son has married a lady. They have had kids together, and now the son has passed. And now the mom, his daughter-in-law, does not want the kids to follow in their footsteps. So that is somewhat, a military.
No hero stuff here.
Yeah. So you can see why it's like, okay, like, we'll go to the park. We'll tell some stories, and even like the depth of these characters is these 2 grandkids have not ever seen their grandpa use his powers. He's that respectful of his daughter-in-law. Yeah. So for him to go, number 1, sneak the kids to the park, You know, number two, he's lost one of them. You know, so
yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Come on,
the Bible was.
Let's get up and buy some of these. Come on.
Mm-hmm. So our Bible was, you know, that's what we. I mean, I had my strokes in 2017, and it was by Christmas of that year I was back in the hospital again with a swollen brain because my PT was wrong.
Yeah.
So it's literally been since that point where we went, okay, you're going to do artwork for your physical therapy, and like, what kind of project can we do? And while he was, you know, we had the first script done for chapter 1. I could jump on that, but as we're doing that, he's creating, you know, chapters 2 through 13, and then we're working on a Bible itself. Where, like, we sat down in the living room, just went through the dictionary, and we're like, "What's this word? Oh, it's borzoi. What does that mean?" You're like, "It's Russian for wolf." You're like, every universe has a wolf type character, you know. So you're like, boom, there you go. Okay, now what's his backstory? Well, he's Russian, obviously, and this, and this, and who can we team him up with? And you're like, well,
related to Fenris, you know.
Yep.
The father character, JD, who's that?
Father Argentum.
Argentum, yes.
Yes.
So we combined our and he's kind of like a Van Helsing, right?
Yeah.
So we combined our werewolf character coexisting with our Van Helsing.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and they're actually in that double page spread with the seed people coming down in that group shot. They're both in there.
You know, yes, that's right.
Yeah, we've got Human Hunters, which is basically it's the Universal Monsters, but we didn't make the Universal Monsters look like Universal Monsters because we can't.
Yep.
Right. That one right there. Pops.
But
that's some great art.
They're fighting against bad humans. You know, they're trying to like rectify their previous mistakes by fixing problems instead of causing them now.
Gotcha.
And it works pretty well. It's sold really well. I mean, I was impressed with the sales that we've got from it. I mean, our Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space won the Heroic Awards for People's Choice. So that was cool.
I'm sitting there staring at the M60 again, but the guy flying, shooting stuff out of his eyes. The guy right below him is Argentum, and then the guy right through that swiping. That's the Borzoi.
That's Borzoi. Yep.
Yeah. Do you remember the name of the guy holding the M60?
Gunbelt.
Yeah.
Gunbelt. He was basically. I thought of him as a 1980s Rambo type character.
Yeah.
And then his counterpart would be, because the 80s you had two things going on. You had the Rambo, Commando, Chuck Norris, you know, tough guy thing. And then you had the peace, you know, we're all going to die in a nuclear war, so we have to have peace thing in the 80s. And Gunbelt, his counterpart is, what was his name? I think I called him like Armistice or something like that. But he was basically this kind of 80s version of a hippie peace guy.
That's a lot of characters in one picture, man.
Yeah.
That would take some time.
It's a double page spread. I think the second part of is it further down or
it is. Yep. That's the right hand.
Yeah. That would definitely take some time.
And then the right side is right there, page 11. Scroll down, Pops.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. That would take some time.
Big King Kong looking dude in boxer shorts or Kirby monster shorts.
Yeah. So it's got all the we created our Bible was thick, and we created all these characters just so we could kill a bunch of them.
There you go.
Yeah. And so there's Moon Maiden. She's she is the most integral character to this entire concept. Moon Maiden, spoilers here. Moon Maiden comes from a race of beings that has to cover themselves from head to toe, so that way aliens to them, they're off-worlders, can't see them, because if they do see just a glimpse of their skin, immaculate conception happens. And so it happens on the boys and the girls. Like if an alien sees her, she becomes pregnant with an alien baby. If there's a boy version, that boy version makes the female alien get pregnant.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea. That's pretty tight.
What it is once this happens, the baby that's born is born at the highest level of evolution for that species. So you can see where they where evil would want them, because they're literally baby factories that create super beings.
Yeah, super beings for sure.
So,
but I mean, that's the great thing about indie stuff is, I mean, like, you came up with some really awesome ideas that would never come out of Marvel or DC. Never. Right. You know? I mean, these ideas are amazing, and that's what I love about indies is people actually take risk. They actually think about stuff. They add new things into it. And I mean, people need to take more risks is what it really comes down to when it comes to making these comic books.
Amen, man.
Yeah. So can I give a little bit more away, Jay?
Well, actually, I should probably correct you on something. Just so
go for it.
It's not like spontaneous. So basically, Moon Maiden's race. They are the reason why they cover themselves from head to foot. So there was an episode of Star Trek, the original series, where there was this alien that was so ugly it could make you go crazy just seeing it.
Yeah.
And at one point, Spock, you gotta see this alien if you're gonna talk to it with these special glasses.
I forgot that.
But at one point, Spock goes to mind meld with this alien, and he forgets to put the glasses on, and then he goes crazy, and the camera angles get all weird and stuff like that too. But they're kind of like that. Moon Maiden's people, it's not because they're so ugly, they're so beautiful that if you see them,
it drives you crazy
without being, covered up, you will go absolutely crazy trying to get this, and just to make things easy.
Do you remember the Twilight Zone episode where, like, these doctors are working on this girl who's supposedly super ugly? Eventually it comes back, and it shows the doctors are like pig men, and this woman's really beautiful, and it was pretty good.
So anyway, this race, like if a man sees one of these women, uncovered, even just a tiny bit of their skin exposed, it'll basically turn in your mind where it's like, I got to see this I got to see this lady. I got to see this lady.
That's
and then
crazy.
It's like, I got to own this lady. I've got to get her. And then that leads to if any of their race mates with any other race, if Moon Maiden's race mates with any other race, just like Levi was saying, the product will be somebody that is so high up on the evolutionary chain, I guess you could say, that they would be godlike. So in order to keep this from happening, this alien race keeps to themselves. Whenever they deal with anybody else, which they don't deal with that much, they keep themselves totally covered. But they've got enemies just like elves and orcs.
Yeah.
there's some warlike evil aliens that do like Levi was talking about. They want to capture somebody. They want to capture a lady, and then from this race, basically,
you gotta have the
a
conflict.
super soldier making machine.
You gotta have the conflict, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing. I don't know. What were you saying? What were you wanting to say, Levi, or did I just say it?
I spaced it.
That's okay. So
You
that's
wanted,
what's
you wanted to
going
give
on.
away a spoiler. You was asking if you could give away a spoiler.
Oh. So
Yep.
Moon Maiden ends up pregnant. And at the birth of this child that's at the highest point of its evolutionary scale, its father is a teammate that's betrayed her, and the child is born with chaos powers.
Nice.
Because he's got chaos powers, and the baby has chaos powers at a giant godlike scale.
So that's why the explosion happens, and
Right.
so there's a gigantic battle happening in the park.
Yep.
The birth happens. It wipes out the park. It wipes out the city, and it wipes out all the heroes that were battling in the park.
Yep. And that's what you're going to see in the second volume. You actually get to see a character remembering all of this.
Superhero genocide.
What's that?
Superhero genocide.
Yeah, I mean, in a superhero world where you've got fantasy and science fiction and all of these different things, stuff like that is possible. You have to be careful. You absolutely have to be careful about even having a cemetery for superheroes. There are people that are going to want to take the remains of these heroes and use them for mad science to try to create a giant mutant or robot or something like that out of their powers. That's the stuff you have to deal with if you're in that kind of a world, a Marvel or DC or, Image kind of world.
Reanimator stuff,
Yeah.
That would be volume 3.
Mm-hmm.
Go
yep,
evil,
volume 3.
Go evil.
We do have a character that can reanimate the dead.
Well,
So that is part of the conflict and part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But even that comes at a price. So what do they return as? Similar to Pet Sematary.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So just because you can raise the dead doesn't mean they return alive.
The way you want them to.
Yeah. Yep.
It creates a lot of awful things. But again, you learn all of it. Do they learn? Is that the third volume that they? Okay, that's right.
I'm going to be penciling here pretty quick.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the thing that's so cool, I think, about all of this, logistically, is that we have the first 3. We've got almost all 3 penciled. The second, it just needs some inking and then gray tones and then lettering. And then the same thing with the third is, we're so far ahead right now. And I'm glad we're in that position.
It's always good to be in that position when you're way ahead of yourself. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So part of the intrigue as well, a little bit more of a spoiler, is the rumor might be that Moon Maiden survived. And that she's actually being trapped and imprisoned by her people inside the statue in Memorial Park.
Oh no!
Mm-hmm.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
She's really there. She's right there.
But is she? That's the question.
That is the question.
That's the question.
Right. So and so there's literally 3 people that survived. There's our cowboy, the Drifter, and his there is
U.S. Arrow,
but he wasn't there. Was Oh man, I just blanked on where I was going with this.
There's 3 left.
There's 3 left. Oh man.
Blankety blank blank.
Well, there was
Survivors.
So-
Survivors. The father of the baby survives. Everybody just assumes that everybody died, that only our cowboy survived, and that the father has actually survived, and the government has snatched him and put him in a medically induced coma for this entire time. And so these 2 villains have decided to release him and and now this is a guy that's madly insane with Moon Maiden. And they've given him the idea that there's a possibility that she is alive and in this statue. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah, dun dun dun.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all. No more.
Yep.
No more for you.
Yep.
No more for you.
No soup for you.
Now on, it's NBA.
The second one. A lot of this stuff is, like I said, our Rumble channels, mine, YouTube, the Galaxy Memorial YouTube channel. There's shots, artwork, stuff done for Volume 2. So if you buy this issue and you enjoyed it, you could literally cheat and go ahead and at least look at some of the artwork. Because I had one of the things that I did is once I had gotten done with Volume 2, and I think by this time Jay he's on like chapters 4, 5, and 6. And the one thing we hadn't captured yet was the birth of the park, the explosion. And so I went ahead and I just started plotting away on it. And at this point in time, I'd gotten some digital equipment, and I decided to digitally ink this portion of the book. And so for 15 pages of the origin of the park, it's digitally inked. And a lot of those pages were captured on time lapse, and those videos are up.
Yep.
So
Yes.
just like the draw streams, where you can go back and see some of the stuff that I've drawn in the future issues, you can go back and see videos of it as well. The origin of the park. So, and the pud, yes, you missed the fried chicken, man. It was delicious.
I do want to say I want to cut this before 2 hours so that I can have a bunch of shorts chopped up so I can play them over the next however long. You know what I mean? I like dropping shorts. I get way more attention on shorts than we do on the long format stuff, but that's just the way the algorithms are now. That's why I do it. I post shorts that direct people to come back and watch the shows, right?
Yep.
Look, everybody, this thing is going to be live for 83 days. That doesn't mean wait 83 days to back it.
No.
Go get on board, man. Look, I guarantee you, the more backing this gets, the more these guys are going to do. I guarantee.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now.
Plus, it looks like a fun story. You gonna get that from Marvel or DC these days?
No.
No.
We tried our Overlord. We tried really hard to just.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, to just. I go back to the love letter thing. Like I've told this. Like my analogy is this book to me is that kegger in high school that you went to, and the super hot cheerleader, she got drunk enough to make out with you one time. And then when you went back to school on Monday, she's like, I don't freaking know you, bro.
I don't know who you are.
Right? So this is my love letter to her, right? This is like all those editors, all those portfolio reviews.
That's
How do you like me now?
Yeah, how do you like me now? Like you should have hired me full time.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yep. So that's how I kind of looked at it with some of these pages too. Like I was. Sometimes you got told during reviews, like, you got to know the rules before you can break the rules, and it's kind of like, okay, well, I know the rules, and now I'm just going to put them right in your face on this page, like you shouldn't do that. Like, yeah, but I'm going to do that, and you're going to like it, because you told me not to do it. I'm going to do it. So.
Watch me do this 180 turn. Bam.
Yes. Yeah. It was seriously a therapy project for me. getting over my strokes.
Yeah.
So, and still
And
is.
it's good fun, guys. And watching him draw now, the quality of Levi's art, not that he wasn't good then, but if you've been watching, the stuff that's going to be in book 2 and book 3 is just better and better. So, get on board, Get on board with this one. Get that first printing of the first issue of Galaxy Memorial Park, because it could be the first fucking comic on Mars.
Yes. Elon, are you listening?
Yes.
Elon.
Mr. Musk, come on.
According to RJ, it's only 14 ounces. You can take that.
The first graphic novel on Mars. And look, you got people on the ship. They're going to want stuff to read, yo.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, come on. You got to be real with us, Elon. Be real with us. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, this was great. Look, people, go over there and check it out. $15 plus shipping, 70 pages. It's a great deal. It's a great deal in comics, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out.
That's all I got for you. Max, tell people where they can find you, bro.
You can find me at Max DeVille on Facebook right now, or Mary Machine Gun on Twitter. I mean, we're X, whatever you want to call it. But we're working on a new website right now, so we're gonna get that.
They're working on a Roku channel too. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we originally, Atrocity Press was the name of the company because we were going to do tabletop role-playing games as well. But it got to the point where, like, when I was doing my tabletop role-playing game, I realized I was like, man, this is just like a modified version of OpenD6. So let me just convert it to OpenD6. And I got about halfway through it and just got totally bored with it and quit doing it.
And that happens, people. That happens. Levi, where can they find you, my friend?
You can find me on X at Levi Skeen. More importantly, go to GalaxyMemorialPark.com and you'll find all the socials there for Galaxy Memorial Park. Other than that, this coming week, you will see me. Let's see, I'm on standby for the coffee shop on Wednesday. I will be hanging out on the collaborative draw stream between the Madness Comic Network and Flip City Magazine on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm co-hosting with you, Overlord, I think, right? I think we're co-hosting together the Sunday draw stream. Yep. Sunday, so that's where you can find me this coming week.
Check out my OnlyFans.
and you better hurry up because it might not be up for long.
Exactly. Never know how long it's going to be there.
JD,
we couldn't get any redder, JD.
It's because I've also been out in the sun. All right, so you can find Galaxy Memorial Park on X, on Instagram, and also on its own YouTube channel. Myself, you can find me on X at Gunter JD Author, and that's where you can find me.
There you go, people. Mr. Overlord.
Who gives two craps about me? Go buy Galaxy. We're supposed to be plugging his book. Galaxy Memorial Park.
Yes.
Buy 10 copies for people you love. Even
Christmas presents. Christmas presents for the next 20
Yeah.
years.
Give them out to people on the bus. Go buy some copies, man. That's all I have to say. Buy some.
You're awesome.
Mr. Pepper.
Well,
Mr. Pepper didn't ask no questions, didn't hardly say nothing the whole show. He's just here having my back. I love you, bro.
I got you, bro. I
We
just
love
enjoy.
those peppers.
I'm enjoying the looking at these previews of this comic book, this Galaxy Memorial Park. Man, this thing is fire, dude. I gotta get me two of them for real. One to let people beat up, and one to keep in mint. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I gotta keep that one unfolded.
You gotta have one reader copy and one regular copy. copy.
That's right. That's
Yep,
right.
Yep. There you go.
You can find me Wednesdays at 7:00 on Peel with my buddy Java. And I think we're going to do maybe every other Sunday on Madness at 10 p.m. Eastern with Tom and Canny. So
Sweet.
that's the two places you can see me. And really
You
just
don't know about it,
Peel.net.
Tom and Danny, man. That was some good stuff. That's some good music you got.
Pop,
Yeah,
It was. That was good.
I
enjoyed
need to get 18 people together. Okay? Because I want
I
to
don't
have
have time, Max. I got to cut this thing down, bro.
No. I want to get 18 people together for an event to happen sometime next month. I want to do Hollywood Squares like they did on that one show, but I want to do it differently. That Cost did. But I want to do a little differently. I want 18 people, that way when people drop out, I still have extra people to take spots, because I need 12.
All right. We'll talk, but we'll talk after this weekend, because Pops has a crap load of stuff doing this weekend. Yeah, I'm going to be bringing those. I'm going to be bringing some of those with me. Put that back up there. I'm going to be bringing some of those with me to Hall of Heroes Comic Con, some of them ash cans. I have a couple to give away. I will be doing a Killer Karen spot with Mr. Fringe Friday night. I will be doing golf with Mr. Fringe and Dante on Saturday. We will pop into the Drawstream Live. We will also have a cameraman. We will get some shots for posterity, people. Dante on the golf course. I know you're excited for that. And Hall of Heroes Comic Con on Sunday, we're going to be there with Mr. Fringe as well on the floor, having a great time, man, giving stuff away and doing what we do. I'm just saying, hang out. We got more good stuff coming. Go back Galaxy Memorial Park. Go back it right now, right after the show.
Subliminal message, Galaxy Memorial Park.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Already has. Thank you.
That I haven't met before. It was nice to meet you guys, but I'm going to take off, okay?
All right.
Later, man.
Catch you guys later. Peace.
This is how we do it. Peace, everybody. We're out of here. Bye.
Great Memorial Day, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes. Happy Memorial.